Here's just a quick video tour of our presentation 7, which is partnering with families. We're going to start with a warm-up activity, and you're going to follow the directions on the screen and share on Padlet. Please make sure on Padlet you share one positive and one negative of your experience. Our first category of learning today is the difference between parent involvement and parent engagement. So we have a slide that defines and gives examples of each one. We have a change in the informational models, and so there's a podcast that will explain this to you. Then you're going to watch a video of it in action. And then we have a slide that further explains parent engagement, and there's a podcast to explain that to you as well. I'd like you then to kind of do some applying on your own of the information we just shared. So click on the article right here inside the tablet and read the article. And this really applies to what family engagement looks like in a Head Start program as opposed to what just involvement would be. Now that you understand the difference between engagement and involvement, we're going to look at the benefits. So there's some general benefits you can read about, but then we have specific benefits to students, parents, and even the teacher. There are some barriers when it comes to engaging with families. And so I have given you 3 scenes or scenarios. What I'd like you to do is to read all 3 of them and then think about what are some barriers that parents might face in each scenario. Go to Padlet, and on Padlet, share one barrier or more for each. So you're actually going to be posting 3 times. There are some ways to beat the barriers. These are 6 main barriers that families face. It explains those barriers, and then it explains how you might be able to combat those. Our 4th topic is just brainstorming ways to engage families. So we're going to watch a video, and this video is about a school program in Oregon that has an excellent parent engagement program. I want you to think about what do they do to engage families of young children in the school, and what are the positives for the family and for the children. You don't have to post this anywhere. Just think about it as you watch the video. Then I'd like you to explore some of the resources. Now, these resources are online. There's a link right here, and then here, and right here if you click on the Pinterest symbol. Also, you can use your textbook. I believe it's chapter 4, but it's the 2nd section of your reading, and you can kind of look in your syllabus to see the exact page numbers. But your book has some really great activities and ideas. Using both your textbook and the 3 activities listed here, I want you to find something that you think is a great way to promote engagement. And when you have a great resource, go to Padlet and share your research. What's really neat about this board is this is a collaboration between you and your peers, and for your project I'm going to introduce at the end of this, this presentation, you can use this board and have your task 1 almost completed. So this is really an important slide for helping you with your project. Another way that we can look at engagement is really just looking at the program and the families. And so I want you to go to D2L, and in our presentation files, there are 2 different kinds of checklists. The first is a checklist that a school can give a family to really get to know them more and see how they can engage them better. And the second is a checklist that a school can do on themselves to see how they're doing in meeting families' needs. Check these out and just think about in the back of your head, how could these have been applied to my family questionnaire that we created at the very beginning of the semester? Would you add any of these ideas into your own questionnaire? Then we're going to do a little bit of application. I want you to think back to the family that you interviewed for the family interview project, and I've given you 4 questions that I want you to answer about that family. So you learned a lot about that family. I want you to pretend that you are that family at this point, since you are their expert, and I want you to answer these 4 questions as that family would answer them. If you want to reach out to the family, you can do that as well, but that's not necessary. But I think from the interview, you could probably get a feel for what they would say in many of these areas, and Dropbox your answers on D2L. I am introducing the Family Partnership Project, so watch the video intro. There is a handout that corresponds with it on D2L in the project area. Also, there's a template on D2L that gives you information that if you are having trouble creating a newsletter, which is part of this project, it's there for you and you can use that in your convenience. You do not have to use the newsletter template. Feel free to make your own. And just a review of our weekly assignments. So have fun learning about family partnerships.